The guy I created! The persona I love! I won't let anyone deny that identity! I'm so sad!
If you've at all been on social media in the past couple years or so, you've likely come across one of those creatures called a VTuber. These virtual entertainers who use an animated avatar for content instead of a typical face cam seem to be everywhere, whether you love them or can't stand them. I've talked about this industry way too much on this channel, Jesus Christ. From overarching cultural topics, rising stories of greatness, community issues, and industrial change with controversy. But there's one part about VTubing I absolutely love that I feel I neglected showing off its importance. The VTuber Identity.
Who are you?
We think of identity as the sense of who or what a person is, how we're perceived by others, and how we in turn perceive ourselves. It's our core sense of being, and that identity is kind of the core of VTubing. Behind every anime model, character, personality, and streamed content, there is the person inside, the one behind them, with their own hiccups and struggles in their journey. Countless people use the VTubing medium to further grow and accomplish their dreams that seemed impossible, and countless other people who watch these VTubers use them as motivations for their own paths moving forward. It's a pretty heartwarming subject, so I wanted to see how another medium would take on this subject. That being the anime medium. I wanted to find an anime that best portrayed the story regarding VTubers, the journey surrounding them, and the overarching identity, plus the hype moments and aura. And in my quest to find that one, I found two instead. Jellyfish Can't Swim Tonight and Mysterious Disappearances. Two completely different genres with arcs depicting anime's most gut-punching VTuber identity stories. So,
Let's talk about it.
hey yo, it's Taledo, that fallen angel kicked out of heaven. Get some snacks, get some water, get a spoiler warning! Now let's get on to the video.
I know, you like my style. Nasty, gritty, looking pretty while I crack a smile.
Ogawa Sumireko was a child writing prodigy. At only 15 years old, she was winning Newcomers Awards, receiving praises from countless editors, and getting her own work published. But now she's gone from SGA level aura to Celtic Shack.
You're done. You're washed. It's over.
Now being 28 years of age, Sumireko is stuck as nothing more than a bookstore employee with an 18-year-old co-worker who spams "re-like older woman" memes. To say the least, she's stuck. Struggling to write anything worthwhile nowadays, she looks at her childhood as a lost memory. Huh, that's weird. On her earlier shift, her manager gave her that book as a gift. Someone strangely left it at the shop. Might as well read it, not like you're doing anything better right now.
雨なるよ月日のごとく我が思える君が日にけにおゆらくおしも
Huh. Wouldn't it be crazy if you just magically got younger? Oh, well, at least you can go back to writing with aura again. But the reality begins to hit. Sumireko read something that shouldn't be read aloud. A curiosity. A cursed-spirited object that appears in the world to cause terror and supernatural harm. The only one who knows the dangers of these experiences is that same co-worker, Adachi no Ren. And Sumireko, now with age-transforming abilities, joins him and his sister Oto in their paranormal investigations. Welcome to Mysterious Disappearances, a series in which the cast investigates the town's curiosities, causing stuff like students overheating or people mysteriously disappearing without a trace, all linking to old Japanese mythology, folklore, and urban legends. I had a decent time with it, although it can get kinda confusing and messy. However, I didn't hear about this anime the typical way. There was a unique character playing as its promotion support captain, VTuber Spotted. And she comes into play on episode 9. You remember that little sister character we briefly mentioned? She has a bestie named Nodaka. She has to deal with the rigorous tutor and her parents' expectations of her taking over the family business. But for Nodaka, all of this is so boring! It's no fun! She'd much rather sing, dance, and grind towards her true dream of being an idol. But she can't just betray her family's expectations. Ah, forget it! In her fits of frustration, Nodaka turns to one person she always leans on for support.
人魚姫の VTuber 姫をヨルムンだよ
Yoramon stream is packed with a lot of different moments, actively interacting and responding to chat messages, showing off her model and assets, talking about VTuber merch items like acrylic keychains, body pillow covers, and mouse pads, being flooded by super chats and having to warn people to save their money, yet thanking them for all of their support, all before being flooded by super chats again, and being constantly teased and bullied by her chat.
ヨルムンが万が一デートするとしたらどこに行きたいですかおい万が一って失礼だぞ
Damn, who this referencing, Numi?
I'm such a
If you thought, damn, this is actually a very accurate depiction of what it's like watching a VTuber, you'd be thinking the same thing I was. Like, they either did very thoughtful research, or the writer is just a VTuber fan. Oh, they're definitely a VTuber fan. But the stream gives Nodoka the courage to send a message to Yoramon that she dreams of being an idol but fears betraying her parents. She was perceived most stressful moment of a fan's life, and Yoramon gave her the encouragement she needed.
私はね、応援するよ、その夢。私も似たようなもんだからさ。私はね、V じゃなかったらこんな多くの人に見てもらえるアイドルにはなれなかったんだ。でも V に出会えて道が開けたんよ。それって夢を諦めなかったからだと思うよね。ソースは私だから、私はここでずっと応援してるよ。
Like an idol. See, VTubers and idols have a lot of parallels, and there are a lot of aspiring idols out there that made their dreams a reality using the VTubing medium. An example being Hochimachi Suisei, a VTuber who had massive idol aspirations but was denied across countless agencies. She later found the VTubing medium's possibilities and worked rigorously hard as a self-insert idol before getting her big break at Hololive. And Suisei, plus countless other VTubers out there, stand as sources of motivations for others to work just as hard as they did, like idols. Energy refilled. Thanks to Yoramon's support, Nodoka feels so much happier. Her love for VTubers and its culture helps her have dreams of her own, and she even yaps to her teacher about all that she knows about them, because no matter how hard life gets, with her Oshi support, Nodoka is able to work just a bit harder. Hey VTuber fans, do you know that special word for a VTuber going away? You know, graduation. My fault, gang, sorry for reopening the heartbreak. But unfortunately, the popular VTuber Yoramon announced her retirement. To say this broke Nodoka would be an understatement. Her source of inspiration is gone. She can't concentrate on studies, and her dreams of being an idol are fading away fast. Then, the unexpected happened. The retired VTuber Yoramon appears in front of her, and now she's right by her side, cheering her on just like before. Nodoka's back to working hard again. But as many other cases in this series, something's not right. News starts circulating of people all across Japan collapsing and being hospitalized from overwork. Oto also notices that Nodoka has been tweaking as of lately. It all ties back to a curiosity, one that is hypothetically transformed into a digital spirit and broke the VTuber free from its shackles, enacting harm to the humans in its reaches. The VTuber appears to even more people, taking over their TVs and streams to encourage them into overworking before their eventual collapse. You know, Ren knows a way to fix Nodoka's problem and eliminate Yoramon, but Yoramon means way too much to let go of the last bits she has of her. But then, Nodoka meets a soft-spoken, anxious, and disabled woman, Hanamura Mikomo, who's the person inside Yoramon. Mikomo used to be an active and energetic kid with idol aspirations, but she later was diagnosed with an incurable progressive disease. She lost the ability to walk, and whether it was climbing upstairs, going shopping, or even the restroom, she was always burdening someone. But the worst part was knowing the pain she caused her parents. Seeing them cry at the dinner table, or her mom wishing she gave her child a better body, it all made her want to run away, failing to have any hope in her life. But it was Yoramon who saved her. Yoramon who helped her to finally look forward. After finding out about VTubers, she sent an application to an agency and was luckily selected. Everyone there emphasized with her experience, working to design and cultivate a virtual character around her condition. That was why she was a mermaid. And by becoming Yoramon, she can entertain, motivate, and cheer on people who were struggling just like her, and ultimately change her life. Damn. The accessibility of VTubing is one worth mentioning. You don't need to show your face or heavily move a lot. All you need is your voice, the passion to create, and that opportunity to make it happen. There's a VTuber story reflecting this that many know of already. The story of the famous VTuber Iron Mouse. Iron Mouse originally planned to pursue a career as an opera singer, but sicknesses throughout her life led to her later being diagnosed with common variable immunodeficiency. The disorder led her bedridden, entirely dependent on her parents, and isolated from everyone. She began to lose all the hope she had, but later, after being inspired by VTubers like Kazuna Ai, she became a streamer in hopes of just finding anyone to talk to, and created the VTuber character Iron Mouse that changed her life forever.
Man, 4 years ago, I was in a really fucked up place. CVID. Like, that's it for me, you know? I was ready to just give up, but I didn't. And I kept thinking, there has to be something that I can do. There has to be something I can do. And I found it. And I'm just really happy that we're here together. So thank you very much.
After multiple years of streaming, Iron Mouse is reaching peaks unfeasible for not just VTubers, but female streamers as a whole. It's actually kind of interesting how much the story of this anime character and Iron Mouse line up. Very similar, in fact, but for Yoramon, there wasn't. a happy solution. Mikomo got so caught up in helping others she pushed her body too hard, leading to her retirement. There was one silent wish Mikomo had, to continue cheering everyone on. That was the true root of this curiosity. Not a bloodthirsty, vengeful spirit looking to hurt people, but a confused Gare image spirit, one that's desperately trying her hardest to fulfill Mikomo's wish. Yet, with the trouble it's causing, excessive support may be just as bad as a curse. There's a way to save her and drive out the spirit from causing all these problems, but that would mean erasing Yoromon. So how is Nodoka taking this?
この夜分はあなたみたいにいなくなったりしない、ファンを置き去りにしたりしないんだ。
Seems like she's not taking it well.
のどかさん、その声で話しかけないで。
What are we dead ass? Just think about this for a moment. Imagine you're a VTuber, you have poor health and run yourself into the ground overworking yourself to stream for fans. And then a fan claims you're the one who abandoned them as she looks at your crippled body.
Look! Tired of it.
I get she's a kid, but the audacity! Yoromon is what brought Mikomo's dream to life, but Mikomo won't be able to go out much longer. So the last thing Mikomo can do is save Yoromon from the pain of the world. All she needs is a stage to send her off.
何をすればいいの？
An announcement goes live of Yoromon's final graduation stream. Everyone spreads the news, and over 20,000 people are live waiting. So what the hell are we doing? Ren explains how these Japanese festivals have a sort of structure in which deities and spirits are firstly greeted, then made welcome before being sent off. These spirits manifest through divine possession, a priestess, and believers. In the VTubing case, there's the avatar, the person behind the avatar, and the fans watching before being sent off with the graduation stream. VTubers fulfill all the requirements, but in a simulated form. Interesting. Now that they've effectively calmed the spirit down, there's only one thing left to do.
卒業ライブを始めましょう。
Mikomo uses the official Yoromon YouTube account to talk with the Yoromon spirit. Both of them respond back to each other in conversation, with the chat having absolutely no clue what's going on. Keep in mind that they aren't seeing both sides here. They are seeing the VTuber talk to themselves.
What is going on?
But Mikomo has to show Yoromon the news. How many of her fans have been overworked and hospitalized by this curse, and
私、迷惑だった。
wait, no. This isn't what she wanted. All she wanted was to support people, cheer them on, push them forward. She didn't intend for any of this to happen. She just wanted to help, but messages from fans helped remind her of everything. She made them forget the bad things in life. It gave them the motivation to work hard every morning. She supported them in their mental struggles. The reason they managed to hang in there during all the hard times was because of her. She was the little helper, their Oshi, their idol. And because of Yoromon, they can walk on their own now. Both Yoromon and Mikomo did their best. They worked their absolute hardest together, and they made so many people's lives better. But things have to come to an end. Now, it's time for both of them to say goodbye. Mikomo will be joining Yoromon soon.
それは違うよ。あなたにもまだまだいいことがあるんだよ。
Oh, that's so nice of you to say, Yor. What the fuck? Why? What is this? You may ship it? As past Taledo loses their mind, future Taledo is here to tell you that this moment magically cured Mikomo's ailment and she regained the ability to walk.
Never would have made it.
They call her VTuber Jesus, and thus Yoromon sang farewell, appearing across the entire town before disappearing into the stars. There's a literary phrase I feel contextualizes VTubers, this story, as well as many other VTuber stories before. How a character comes to life, when the character is so believable that it feels like it's their own being acting on its own accord. The character has enough power to control the story and achieve the author's purpose. Yoromon is that character and soul for Mikomo. It means so much to everyone. Reminds me of VTubers a lot. The way the VTuber means so much to people and how people are still connected to characters like Coco or Fauna even after their graduations. That's how impactful the VTuber identities are. A new purpose to achieve for not just the fans as motivation, but for the actor inside. And it seems Yoromon had one purpose left.
ヨルムンは自力で似姿を増やしたんです。助けたい人のために。ヨルムンが一番応援したかったのは、ミカモさん、あなたです。
Helping anyone accomplish whatever miracles possible. And that's just one anime VTuber identity story. If you got this far, like the video and subscribe.
Hell no.
Shut your bitch ass up.
If there was a word to describe 17-year-old Mahiru Kozaki, it'd be disconnected. Everyone around her seems to have something that pushes them. Her classmates have their eyes on entrance exams and what's ahead. Her childhood friend is a student council president and a popular content creator. And her little sister is always talking about going viral and how sleeping faces of actual high school girls is the most coveted content.
You better call the FBI.
Mahiru doesn't really know what she wants to do, but there's this unresolved feeling of wanting to be worth something. She did have that something, funny enough. She was a skilled artist and illustrator, but
Ta-da! Look!
Your art fucking sucks!
yeah, she quit. But looking back at the remnants of her lost passions being defiled, there was one person who gave her a voice. A huge fan who stood for her even when she couldn't stand for herself. That unexpected admirer just so happened to be Kano Yamanouchi, a former pop idol trying to make a comeback as an anonymous singer after her previous career blew up in flames. But the two girls decide to combine their talents and pursue their dreams once more with a new virtual music project, Jelly. Yurakura, or Jellyfish Can't Swim in the Night, is a show that centers around a group of 4 girls and their work towards going viral with making virtual music videos, each overcoming personal struggles and past shackles along the way. While tackling subjects like bullying, imposter syndrome, ego searching, media scandals, and familiar pressures, it's a surprising yet modern take on the social media industry. It also featured an IRL updating Twitter account as the show aired, a full-fledged VTuber performed by Rei Takanashi, and a very close character dynamic between the two main girls with a kiss scene that blew up the fandom. The relationship didn't really go anywhere. Story and plot-wise, there's a lot good and bad, but this isn't a review where I complain. I'd rather focus on one of the best parts of the show. Its VTuber character. Kiui Watase, known by their VTuber persona as Nox Ryugasaki, is Mahiru's childhood friend and Jelly's video editor, the one that animates the music videos the viewer gets to see at the end of certain episodes. But deep down, she's a superhero, the strongest individual, the president of the student council with countless friends, a source of inspiration, and the world's main event, a popular VTuber who's absolutely Kiui's the bestie that has their whole life together. Basically that guy. She just like me, it's hard being so goated. But yeah, Kiui's just that amazing. That's what they always say though. It seems weird. How does Kiui have enough free time for Jelly and late night VTubing while also being a student council president? Why have Kiui and Mahiru never hung out or met in person since their childhood? Why does the viewing audience only see Kiui in their darkly lit bedroom? Then you learn why. In episode 3, Mahiru spots 2 girls at their cultural festival with the same uniform of Kiui's high school. Casual conversation ensues, and Mahiru asks one curious question.
You know a girl named Watase? Watase? You know, the really energetic cool girl who's student council president?
Who the f is this?
The president's name is Mizugochi. One innocent question causes Kiui's double life to come crashing down.
A group of 5 of us went to a diner today, and the bill was exactly 7,777 yen! Isn't that a miracle? Wow, yeah. I mean, that's wild.
Hey, maybe she's talking about Kiui Watase.
Oh, the one who stopped coming to school. And then at the all-you-can-drink beverage station?
Hey. Today was the first day of my school fair. And while I was there selling tickets, I met some girls from your school.
You mean you heard?
Yeah. So...
I see.
Then why'd you say that?
What? Then why'd you say that's wild?
You just said that while we were talking! Did you say that thinking, what a liar?
No way! That's not what I meant!
You just go along with what anyone says!
Kiui was the true one, disconnected. When Kiui went to her first day at a major prep all-girls high school, she was just like her childhood self, in superhero mode, the main event looking to make everyone's day fun and a real-life party. But something wasn't right. This was a completely different environment from childhood. Schoolgirls weren't into her action figures collection, the ability to make animations, or her Chunibyo-like personality. The world changed around them. Their natural identity and sense of self was ostracized and called into question. Kiui instead was the weird kid. Yet despite seeing her bestie also struggle in making friends, instead of confiding in each other's similar struggles, Kiui lied and keep up the persona that she was still the amazing hero that Mahiru always looked up to, when she was the complete opposite. In episode 7, you learn what made Kiui completely run away from school. Teachers, the ones meant to guide and protect kids in need, thought it weird that Kiui hadn't grown out of her phase. That's when she truly realized it. Running away didn't stop the world berating her core being.
What, are you a kid? It's so cringy, right?
Her personality and interests were mocked.
A woman calling herself a guy? Wow, that's painful. That's too funny.
Gender expression was called into question, and no matter how baggy she made her clothes,
You're actually pretty cute. You on your own?
the world became too suffocating, and Kiui faltered. She became addicted to dumping all her money into games for power-ups just to feel strong again, all in the desire of feeling how she felt before, invincible. But in truth, the superhero was nothing more than weak, fragile, and weird. The reality began to hit for Kiui.
I don't belong anywhere anymore.
And so, she ran away. Hikikomori, a form of severe social withdrawal. It's a term commonly used in Japanese culture for young people who have become complete social recluses, ultimately resulting in them becoming confined in their own homes and failing to participate in society. Some of these people can also be NEET, not in employment, education, or training. Whichever the label, it's a meme of calling you a certified bum.
Loser! You're a loser!
Both NEETs and Hikikomoris are ridiculed and scrutinized as lazy and unproductive individuals, parasites who bring shame to their family name, and those that fail to conform to Japanese societal standards, as there's an old proverb, the nail that sticks up gets hammered down. You are expected to conform to the norm. So whether it's due to mental issues, no motivation to work, or resentment towards society, they become withdrawn from it. As we described here, Kiui is like a Hikikomori, a shut-in that stays at home all day and only goes outside to buy snacks for gaming, and being supported by their parents. It seemed like the world closed in on them, but there was one place Kiui turned to, a way to make money, form new bonds, change their name, look, and body to what they want to be, and be accepted for being themselves. A way to move on from the past and make a new life.
How did you become neat? I talk about it often, but because, I don't know, I think I'm just being tired of socializing with people as well. That's a part of reason.
This is Henya the Genius, a successful VTuber for the agency V Shoujo and an ever-present Hikikomori. She has opened about experiences that led her to being socially recluse, commonly discussing times when she was in school. She stood out like a sore thumb due to her appearance. She was ostracized for her differences, and even teachers failed to help her. She fell away from conformity, and it became hard to talk to people.
It's harder to forget. It's especially when you get bullied or stuff. Yeah. People sucks. People sucks, that you.
There are many other VTubers who have revealed phases of being Hikikomori or NEETs in their life, or they're actively those cases. Severe disabilities, a lack of motivation to work, or a factor of social alienation, and times when that lifestyle brought them to their absolute lowest.
正直、なんか、多分、今まで生きてきた中で死を一番感じてた。なぜ生きているのかというとこまでたどり着くから、普通にもうすっとたどり着くから、ニードって。
But for these people, there's the internet. It allows them to gain community and be accepted when they weren't in their lives. And that revolves a big portion of the VTuber identity. And so, Kiui became the VTuber Nox Ryugasaki, changing their persona into an ideal appearance, forming personal connections behind the screen, and starting a new life. She did make up stories of being a successful hero and student council president, but this could be argued as kayfabe, a VTuber culture term from professional wrestling in which stage performances are portrayed as authentic and genuine to immerse fans in the experience. But Nox Ryugasaki is Kiui's chance of redemption. It obviously didn't fix everything, the lies and being stuck in her room, but she was finally doing something. And her friend Mahiru, the same friend she lied to, kept in the dark, and exploded at just days before, helped her finally come out of her cave. And this Jelly project has been a new ocean where she can swim. She developed dreams of being a teacher in order to help the kids who ended up alone and afraid like she was. This was her life. Not those sad school memories or judgmental stares. This life she created can't be taken away from her. Until it is.
This was bound to happen at some point.
Info about the people behind Jelly circles the web. Nox Ryugasaki's real name floods the stream chats. No matter how many messages Kiui hides, new messages appear. But the worst part is now everyone knows the truth. Story of Kiui Watase, a girl from a prestigious high school that mysteriously stopped coming to school and was secretly a lying piece of shit.
This nigga is Chad. I promise to God. I'm on my knees, this nigga is lying.
Or messages flood from previous childhood friends mocking her BS of being popular. Oh, someone made an entire compilation article on it. Damn! Motherfuckers come out of nowhere just to hate. But it just never stops. She changed everything she hated about herself, all to start a completely new life. She lied about everything she wasn't, all to not let people down and be perceived as weak. But getting doxxed may have ruined it all. And now, back in her childhood town to help with Mahiru's dilemma, she has to deal with society head on. A society that viewed them as abnormal for not conforming. A society that pushed them into a corner. A society that failed to help her in need. A society that wouldn't relent her story.
Watase's in it. What a liar.
Why don't you just quit being weird and live like a normal person for once in your life?
All the bad memories come rushing towards her. Maybe it is what it is, and she's just getting what she deserves. Because you can't change your past.
Hey, Kiui, do you know what I've always liked about you? What your best quality is?
The way everyone loved me and how I shined with awesomeness, right? But the real me isn't that.
You're wrong. No matter who was watching, you pretended like you were invincible. That you were the main event. With total confidence, too. Even if you were always lying. Even if you made everything up. I know that in the end, you'll nail the landing. Like a true hero.
But two ideas persist. How did Kiui make everything happen? By taking control of her life, utilizing friend support, taking up new opportunities, and standing as a source of light and inspiration for others. And how else did Kiui show that? By the help of their VTuber avatar, Nox Ryugasaki, the world's main event.
I never...
What I just said was,
Even if she was considered weird and outside the standard, even if she lied and ran away from life,
I never changed! Not one bit, okay?
Kiui was still a superhero.
Normal people like you have no idea what it's like to get mocked for just saying you love the things you love. Your body keeps growing on its own, and when you wear the clothes you like, people stare. You don't know how that feels. But still, I let the world get the better of me. I couldn't even go to school, and I hate myself for that. I wanted to love who I am as Kiui Watase again. I tried, but I couldn't. That's why my looks, my voice, my body, my clothes, my personality, where I belong, my backstory, I created so that I could love myself. So don't deny me that. The guy I created, the persona I love, I won't let anyone deny that identity. I'm the unrivaled, invincible VTuber, Nox Ryugasaki! You got a freaking problem with that?
To say that Kiui's story is perfectly told would be an absolute lie. I could list off so many issues I have execution-wise and missed opportunities with honestly both anime shown in the video. But these VTuber stories are still something I love, connecting their shackles of their natural sense of self into societal pressures, their VTuber persona, and their goals of accomplishing their dreams. Telling you don't need to fit in, you don't need to have everything together, you just need the love and passion. In Yuramon's case, I love the power the character beholds and how anyone can reach these type of goals. And in Kiui's case, I love the overcoming struggles to love themselves again. Plus, I kinda see a cool genderqueer allegory. No, do not look at me like that. I could name you so many instances of the series giving Kiui's experience a genderqueer connection. This is not a headcanon. This is in the actual show. Stop calling me too woke! But no matter what pathway you take, no matter what struggles are in your way, stand up to the world and achieve your own identity, either in the real world, the virtual world, or both. But hey, it's been Taledo, that fallen angel kicked out of heaven.